The forest can be just as dangerous as it can be tranquil. You probably imagine surrounding yourself with an impressive array of exotic plants, flowers, and trees, many of which you've never come across before in life. But this serene image can be swiftly shattered by the lurking dangers concealed within the arboreal expanse. Not all trees offer solace. Some can hurt you badly, even kill you. Join us as we explore the most dangerous trees you should never touch. Brace yourself, this is going to be extremely scary. Number 15, the tree that bleeds. In the depths of southern Africa, amidst the rugged landscapes, the enigmatic Bloodwood Tree is a botanical wonder known for its eerie crimson sap. Scientifically known as Pterocarpus angolensis, the Bloodwood Tree is particularly prevalent in regions like Namibia, Angola, and South Africa. When the blade of the axe strikes its trunk, a macabre spectacle unfolds as the tree bleeds red, a sight both haunting and miraculous. This unsettling display is much more than just a spectacle. The blood-red sap swiftly coagulates to mend the wound inflicted upon the tree. This dark red sap that oozes from the tree when cut is what gives the tree its name. And it's not just the color. When the tree is wounded, the resin oozes out, much like how blood would flow out of a stump. While the blood-red sap may evoke a sense of foreboding, there's little evidence to suggest any inherent danger to humans. The sap can stain clothing and skin, but it's not known to be toxic or harmful upon contact. Its striking appearance and intriguing properties make it a captivating feature of the African landscape, serving as a reminder of the wonders and mysteries of the natural world. Across certain African nations, the sap of the Bloodwood Tree is revered for its medicinal properties. It is esteemed as a natural remedy passed down through generations. It is used for treating inflammation, wounds, and skin conditions. Additionally, some indigenous communities attribute broader healing properties to the bloodwood sap, employing it in treatments for internal health issues and as a general tonic for wellness. This cultural reverence for the bloodwood tree's sap underscores its significance as a natural resource deeply intertwined with local traditions and healing practices. If you think this was disturbing, rest assured, there's much more from where that came from. Number 14, Shipworm Trees. Bleeding trees are surely disturbing, but you can find something even scarier deep beneath the shimmering waves. That's where you'll come across shipworm trees. These aquatic trees serve as unwitting hosts to the insidious shipworms. While shipworms resemble worms on the surface, they are classified as a form of clam. Their modus operandi: boring relentless tunnels into the submerged trunks of unsuspecting trees, transforming them into havens for their secret activities. Within the hollowed-out confines of shipworms, trees lie gaping apertures carved out by these shipworms, a testament to their voracious appetites. These ravenous creatures have a prodigious appetite. They are capable of devouring entire sunken ships at alarming speed. This is why they're called the termites of the sea. Approaching these enigmatic trees can be considerably dangerous. The relentless gnawing of shipworms compromises their structural integrity. The risk of collapse looms ominously, and this precarious threat can send both tree and any unwitting person holding onto it tumbling into the briny depths. Despite their harrowing appearance, shipworm trees and the worms within play a significant role in marine ecosystems. Shipworms are notorious for their ability to cause extensive damage to wooden structures, such as ships, piers, and submerged trees. Shipworm infestations can weaken the structural integrity of trees, leading to their collapse and contributing to coastal erosion. Ecologically, shipworms contribute to the decomposition of wood in aquatic habitats. They facilitate nutrient cycling and provide habitat for other marine organisms. However, their destructive feeding habits can pose challenges for industries reliant on wooden structures, such as shipping, fishing, and waterfront development. Moreover, shipworm infestations can be costly to control and mitigate. Encountering a shipworm tree can be alarming due to the potential for injury and property damage. Shipworms can also bore into human skin, causing painful wounds and infections. Furthermore, the sight of a tree riddled with tunnels created by shipworms can evoke a sense of unease. These trees are reminders of the complex interactions between organisms and their environments, showcasing the delicate balance between natural processes and human activities in coastal areas. Number 13. The strychnine tree death. That's what this tree harbors. Concealed amidst the verdant landscape lies the strychnine tree. Its large, bulbous fruits bear an uncanny resemblance to oranges, tempting the unsuspecting passerby with visions of citrusy delight. Yet beneath their deceptively vibrant exterior lies a deadly secret. These fruits house a potent poison called strychnine. This poison is infused in every part of the tree but is most notably concentrated within the seeds. Taking in this toxic fruit sets off a harrowing cascade of involuntary skeletal muscle contractions, rendering victims helpless as their bodies convulse in spasms beyond their control. Muscles seize into a torturous arch, immobilizing the head, neck, and spinal column in a grotesque parody of a yoga pose turned nightmare. The relentless strain ultimately leads to asphyxiation, a grim fate for those unfortunate enough to succumb to the tree's lethal allure. Originating from the realms of India and Southeast Asia, the strychnine tree boasts fame as a historical agent of pest control. Its fruits, acting as potent rat poison, served as a natural deterrent against the spread of the bubonic plague by decimating European rat populations. Even in modern times, the tree remains a prominent source of rat poison, a chilling reminder of its deadly potency. Despite being toxic, extracts from the tree are used for therapeutic purposes, albeit in highly controlled and diluted forms. In some regions, the strychnine tree has cultural significance, with parts of the plant used in rituals or ceremonies. However, its application in modern medicine is limited. The scariest part is that distinguishing the strychnine tree from real oranges can be challenging. However, you can notice major differences upon closer inspection. Unlike oranges, which have a characteristic citrus scent and flavor, the fruits of the strychnine tree lack the familiar aroma and taste. Furthermore, peeling apart the fruit reveals very different seeds and flesh. In any case, you must exercise caution and seek expert guidance when encountering unfamiliar plant species. Moreover, strychnine, derived from the tree, has infamously been associated with cases of intentional poisoning throughout history. Even small amounts of strychnine can be lethal when ingested. Notorious for its role in high-profile murder cases, and as a poison of choice in crime fiction, strychnine's effects on the human body are rapid and severe, leading to death by asphyxiation. It's prudent to heed the wisdom of caution and leave the strychnine tree undisturbed. With any luck, encountering such perilous flora will remain confined to this narrative, a sobering reminder of the dangers lurking within the seemingly tranquil embrace of nature's bounty. Number 12. The most painful tree in the world. Up next among the pantheon of terrifying flora, none strike fear into the hearts of people like the Gimpy tree. Yes, that's a funny name, but this tree is anything but a joke. Hailing from the treacherous wilderness of Australia, this seemingly innocuous tree has earned its ominous reputation as the most painful tree in the world. The Gimpy harbors a deadly secret beneath its verdant canopy. Standing tall at heights reaching up to 33 feet, the tree is adorned with a sinister arsenal of tiny needles, each capable of causing excruciating agony. These minuscule spikes, numbering in the thousands, can effortlessly penetrate human skin. But that's not it. These spikes also inject a potent neurotoxin into the victim's body. This toxin is not very different from that of a venomous spider or serpent. Once introduced into the bloodstream, this venom induces waves of relentless pain, escalating in intensity over hours, driving some to the brink of desperation. Compounding the horror are these insidious needles, which embed themselves within the skin, releasing their toxic payload over extended periods. This is not even the worst part. Victims may endure torment for months or even years. As of yet, there is no known antidote or treatment for this toxin. Your best bet is to avoid the tree altogether. The tree's toxicity serves as a natural defense mechanism against herbivores and other threats in its habitat. The neurotoxin in the stinging hairs or spikes is a deterrent. It effectively discourages animals from consuming its leaves or damaging its structure. This adaptation allows the Gimpy tree to thrive in its natural environment without the need for physical barriers or other protective measures. The potency of the toxin is attributed to compounds such as moroidin and gympiotides, which target and disrupt nerve cell function. Upon contact with the skin, These toxins trigger intense pain sensations, often described as feeling like being burned with hot acid. Yes, that is not an exaggeration at all. This sensation is accompanied by swelling, blistering, and localized tissue damage. Despite its small size and unassuming appearance, the Gimpy tree's potent defense mechanism is more than impressive. Should you chance upon this tree in your travels, exercise utmost caution and maintain your distance. Being careless can lead to a fate far worse than mere pain. Number 11. Sandbox Tree. In the dense jungles of the United States and South America, the formidable sandbox tree reigns supreme. Standing tall with a height that can reach up to an imposing 100 feet, the tree is just as dangerous as it is humongous. Aptly nicknamed the Monkey No Climb Tree, it boasts a fearsome arsenal of sharp spikes adorning its branches. These spikes, growing to over an inch in length, deter even the most agile of climbers. They can effortlessly pierce human skin. Yet it is not merely the formidable spikes that render the sandbox tree a perilous adversary. Hidden within its verdant canopy lies a deadly secret, a milky sap that can cause severe skin irritation and blistering upon contact, making it unpleasant or even dangerous for animals to interact with the tree. This toxic sap is so potent that a single drop, if it were to fall into one's eyes, would cause blindness. Even this is not the apex of its danger. The true menace of the sandbox tree lies in its fruit, which, when dried, transforms into a ticking time bomb, very literally. As the dried fruit falls, it detonates with explosive force, propelling its seeds in all directions at speeds exceeding 150 miles per hour. The resulting explosion echoes like a gunshot through the jungle and can cause serious physical harm to anyone caught in its blast radius. From a natural perspective, the tree has evolved sharp spikes as a defense mechanism against herbivores and other potential threats. The prominent spikes prevent animals from climbing the tree and accessing its leaves, fruits, or seeds. This helps protect the tree from being browsed upon. The highly toxic sap serves as another layer of defense against would-be browsers. Lastly, the explosive seed pods are another fascinating aspect of its natural design. Their explosive mechanism aids in seed dispersal, allowing the tree to colonize new areas and expand its range within the forest ecosystem. Overall, the sandbox tree's unique adaptations reflect its evolutionary strategy to survive and thrive in its natural habitat amidst various ecological challenges. Number 10. The Little Apple of Death. In the sun-kissed haven of the Caribbean, where azure waters meet pristine sands, lies a perilous yet unsuspecting tree known ominously as the Manchal Tree. However, the locals fearfully dub it the Little Apple of Death. Concealed beneath a canopy of emerald foliage marked by red bands is a warning signal beckoning wary travelers to steer clear. Venturing too close can be dangerous, as the Manchal tree secretes a milky white sap, potent with skin irritants capable of inducing blistering and second-degree burns upon contact. A single droplet, if it were to fall into the eye, would lead to blindness. As rainwater tainted by the sap drips from the leaves, it forms a noxious solution capable of searing the skin and lungs of unwitting victims. Then there's the fruit. It resembles a benign apple but contains a lethal cocktail of toxins. Dubbed the beach apple by locals, its sweetness veils a malevolent sting that will set your throat on fire and send you spiraling down into the abyss of agony. Anyone who takes a bite will have to endure inflamed mouths, blistered throats, and severe gastrointestinal distress. The Manchal tree differs significantly from real apples. The latter are rounded and have smooth, shiny skin. The Manchal fruits resemble small green apples but have a rough texture and are often slightly wrinkled. These toxic fruits may also have a milky sap oozing from them. It's best never to risk a fruit tasting unless you're absolutely certain about the plant's identity. The plant's toxicity is primarily attributed to a potent mix of phorbol esters and other toxins, including phytotoxins and alkaloids, which can cause severe dermatitis and irritation of the mucous membrane upon contact with the skin or mucous membranes when eaten. Eating any part of the tree, including the fruits, can lead to gastrointestinal distress, convulsions, and potentially fatal outcomes. Indigenous peoples in the Caribbean region have used extracts from the Manchal tree for treating rheumatism, arthritis, and skin conditions. However, such uses require precise preparation and careful dosing to avoid adverse effects. The wood of the tree is used for woodworking due to its durability and resistance to rot, although there are significant health risks involved. As a tourist, your best bet is to heed the crimson warnings and steer clear of this tree. Number 9. Deadly Nightshade. The deadly nightshade perfectly reflects nature's unforgiving brutality. Recognizable by its cherry-like yet treacherous fruit, this malevolent tree embodies the perilous consequences of indulging in beauty without discernment. Eating the deadly nightshade's toxic fruit unleashes a torrent of severe health conditions, ranging from cardiovascular disease to gastrointestinal disorders and even psychiatric disturbances. The symptoms include blurred vision, headache, confusion, hallucinations, and convulsions. This surely paints a grim picture of the agonizing torment that awaits those who are not careful. Tragically, numerous instances throughout history have borne witness to the devastating effects of ingesting the deadly nightshade's fruit. Victims have had to endure disrupted memory capacity, or in the direst of circumstances, succumb to death itself. There is an antidote for the poison within the deadly nightshade, but it's best not to risk it. Despite its highly poisonous nature, certain compounds derived from deadly nightshade have been used in controlled settings for medicinal purposes. Historically, extracts from the plant's leaves, roots, and berries were used in traditional medicine. These extracts usually work as sedatives, anti-inflammatory medicines, and pupil dilators. It was also used in minute doses for treating conditions like asthma and whooping cough. The plant, however, is best known as a potent poison. Its extracts were used in criminal activities, including cases of murder. Deadly nightshade's association with poisonings has been depicted in various literary works, such as in Agatha Christie's Poirot series. However, its use as a murder weapon requires careful consideration of its dosage and administration. For the ordinary person, steadfast avoidance is the best way to avoid any serious trouble. Number 8. Black Locust Tree. Originally native to select regions in North America but now cultivated worldwide, the black locust tree is a hardwood deciduous species that reaches heights of approximately 100 feet or 30 meters. Its distinctive blue-green leaves, white flowers, and remarkably straight trunks render it a favored choice for ornamental planting, adorning landscapes with their graceful presence. However, despite their aesthetic appeal, black locust trees are often deemed as weed trees. Naturally, people try to curtail their proliferation due to their invasive tendencies. Compounding this concern is the tree's inherent toxicity, with elevated levels of toxins found within its bark, leaves, and wood. This poses a potential hazard to both humans and livestock. The upside is that the primary route of toxin absorption is via ingestion. However, even if you don't eat a part of the plant, simple contact with the skin can also result in the uptake of medically significant amounts. Although the full extent of its effects on humans remains incompletely understood, incidents involving horses inadvertently grazing on black locust trees have revealed symptoms such as weakness, depression, incontinence, and irregular heartbeat. While the effects of exposure typically subside within a few hours, the experience is undoubtedly unpleasant for those unfortunate enough to endure it. The tree is not inherently dangerous in the same sense as toxic plants, but it does possess certain characteristics that can pose risks to humans and animals. Its thorny branches can cause injuries if handled carelessly. Additionally, the tree contains compounds that, when ingested in large quantities, can cause gastrointestinal discomfort in humans and livestock. The tree is prized for its durable and rot-resistant wood, which is commonly used in construction, furniture making, and fence posts. Furthermore, its fragrant white flowers attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, contributing to ecosystem biodiversity. Additionally, the tree can fix nitrogen in the soil, which enhances soil fertility. Be careful, though. While it is unlikely to cause fatal harm, contact with the thorns or ingestion of certain plant parts could lead to discomfort or mild poisoning symptoms in sensitive individuals. It is essential to approach black locust trees with awareness and respect for their potential hazards, while also appreciating their positive contributions to ecosystems and human activities. Number 7. Common Yew. The common yew may not seem like much on the surface, but it harbors a deadly secret that renders it a formidable adversary within the botanical realm. Unlike many other trees whose toxicity is confined to specific parts, the common yew is a veritable beast of toxicity native to Great Britain. Ironically, these lethal specimens are often found gracing the somber environs of British graveyards, where they are believed to symbolize the immortality of the soul. Towering up to 70 feet in height, the common yew is thoroughly imbued with toxicity, save for the red flesh of its berries. Yet even this seemingly benign aspect carries with it the specter of death. The poison of the common yew knows no bounds. Establishing contact with the plant without protective gloves is enough to transmit its deadly payload into the unwitting victim's body. Those unfortunate enough to ingest a lethal dose can suffer from a cardiac arrest or respiratory failure, which can swiftly claim their lives. Death often comes to both domestic and wild animals, whether through unwitting consumption or accidental ingestion. While the common yew may find itself in the right place within the solemn confines of the graveyard, its lethality reflects the fragility of life amidst nature's embrace. The common yew holds cultural and historical significance, particularly in Great Britain, where it's often found in churchyards and other traditional settings. While the tree's berries are the only part safe for consumption, the rest of the tree contains a potent toxin called taxine. Even small amounts of this toxin can cause severe reactions, including cardiac arrest and respiratory failure. Interestingly, the common yew's poisonous nature hasn't deterred its association with themes of immortality and longevity. The tree has found some positive applications. Taxol, a compound derived from yew trees, has shown promise in cancer treatment, particularly in fighting ovarian and breast cancers. Additionally, the wood is valued for its strength and flexibility, making it suitable for crafting bows and other tools. While the common yew carries a deadly reputation due to its poisonous nature, it also holds cultural significance and has contributed to medical advancements. Its dual nature serves as a reminder of the complexities inherent in the natural world and human interactions with it. Number 6. The false monkey puzzle tree. The bunya pine, locally known as the false monkey puzzle tree, stands as an imposing evergreen conifer in Queensland and Australia. The largest specimen ever recorded was 169 feet or 51.5 meters tall. These ancient giants have graced the landscape since the time of the dinosaurs. Unlike some other conifers, bunya pines are not particularly toxic. However, their sheer size presents a tangible danger. With cones reaching up to 14 inches or 35 centimeters in diameter and weighing as much as 40 pounds or 18 kilograms, they pose a significant threat when dislodged from great heights. The potential for serious injury looms large, particularly in forested areas where these natural titans are left to mature undisturbed. While municipal efforts may mitigate the risk in residential zones, such as by removing cones, encounters with bunya pines in their natural habitat demand vigilance. Due to their substantial size and weight, these cones can cause severe injuries or even fatalities if they were to fall on someone or something below. The impact from a falling cone from such a staggering height can easily break bones, cause concussions, or even result in death, especially if the victim is struck directly. Even if a cone doesn't strike a person directly, the force of impact upon hitting the ground can still cause substantial damage to surrounding objects or people. It's best to be cautious when navigating areas where the bunya pine grows, especially during periods when cones are ripe and likely to fall. Number 5. Rosary Pea Plant. The Rosary Pea Plant is revered for its striking seeds, adorned with vibrant red and black markings. One common use of the seeds is in the creation of rosary prayer beads, hence the plant's name. Naturally, this botanical marvel entices jewelry makers seeking the perfect embellishment for their creations. Yet beneath its charming facade lies a sinister truth. The seeds of the Rosary Pea Plant harbor a deadly secret. Infused with a potent poison known as abrin, these seemingly exquisite seeds can cause a lot of damage when their outer coating is breached. Jewelry makers who work with these seeds can find themselves in dire straits after a seemingly innocuous prick from a scratched seed. This can unwittingly release the toxic substance and invite calamity. While the Rosary Pea Plant may pose minimal risk to most, for those unfortunate enough to rupture the shell, a harrowing journey to the hospital awaits. The bitter irony lies in the fact that the very beads intended for prayer may instead become instruments of suffering and anguish. Number 4. Milky Mangrove. Found in the tropical swamps spanning Asia and Southeast Asia, from India to Australia, the Milky Mangrove is much more dangerous than what it lets on. It is also known as the blinding tree, or river poison tree. Typically attaining a modest stature, the tree reaches heights of around 50 feet or 15 meters. It can thrive within mangrove swamps with lower salinity levels. The male trees bear drooping tassel flowers, and the female plants are adorned with shorter, spiked blooms. However, they do have one thing in common. Both of them wield a potent chemical arsenal as a defense mechanism. They produce a milky, adhesive substance that proves to be poisonous and profoundly irritating. If the skin comes into contact with it, it can swiftly start to blister. If your eyes are exposed to it, this can result in temporary blindness. Even inhaling smoke from burning Milky Mangrove wood carries risks, as it contains sufficient quantities of these toxins to cause ocular irritation. This renders the tree utterly impractical from a human perspective. Despite its unassuming appearance, the Milky Mangrove is best avoided. Number 3. The Devil's Tree. The Devil's Tree, nestled in Bernards Township, New Jersey. The Devil's Tree stands as an ancient oak with gnarled branches and an eerie countenance. Over the years, this tree has garnered a notorious reputation steeped in mystery and dread. Legends surrounding this solitary tree are as interesting as the tree itself. It has witnessed sinister gatherings, unsolved murders, and spectral phenomena. Local lore intertwines with the tree's history, attributing it to past KKK meetings and recounting harrowing encounters with a phantom Ford pickup that supposedly haunts those who draw too near. Yet perhaps the most unsettling belief is the notion that the tree itself possesses a malevolent spirit, capable of meting out punishment to those who dare to disrespect it. Merely laying a hand upon its weathered bark is said to invite misfortune. Consequences range from mechanical failures to dire accidents. For those who dare to desecrate or vandalize the tree, the wrath of the tree's guardians is invoked, manifesting in calamitous events. While skeptics may scoff at these tales, many locals approach the Devil's Tree with caution. As the veil between fact and fable grows thin, one wonders if it is even worth testing the boundaries of this haunted legend. After all, the dangers are extremely serious. Number 2. Castor beans tree. Ricin is one of the most notorious botanical poisons out there, and at the heart of this deadly substance lies the castor beans tree. Laden with an abundance of ricin, the castor beans tree has earned the Guinness World Record for being the world's most poisonous common plant. Its unassuming seeds have a lethal potency so severe that consuming just 4 carries the risk of never awakening from its toxic embrace. The symptoms of ricin poisoning are as harrowing as they are varied. People experience seizures, bloody diarrhea, severe dehydration, and ultimately, death. However, prompt medical intervention can save someone's life. Ironically, the castor beans tree is also renowned for its production of non-toxic castor oil, a staple in households worldwide. This perfectly captures the essence of nature's duality, wherein poison and remedy coexist within the same tree. Just don't eat any seeds, please. Number 1. Wild cherry tree. The wild cherry tree is renowned for its delectable fruits. While it may seem like anything but dangerous, it harbors a hidden danger. Indigenous to regions spanning Europe, Northwest Africa, and Western Asia, these trees boast towering heights of up to 105 feet or approximately 32 meters. They have a purplish-brown bark, exquisite white blossoms, and, of course, the coveted fruit. Yet every part of the wild cherry tree, including its unripened fruit, harbors a cocktail of toxins. The cherries are safe to eat when they are ripe and fully mature. However, before they ripen, the cherries contain levels of cyanogenic glycosides, which can be toxic if consumed. These compounds are part of the plant's defense mechanism, which is activated when the tree detects damage, such as being attacked by pests or undergoing physical stress. Ripe cherries are typically dark red or black and have a sweet taste, indicating that the cyanogenic glycosides have broken down into harmless compounds. Unripe cherries, on the other hand, may still contain toxins which can cause confusion, headaches, and diarrhea if ingested. It's best to avoid consuming wild cherry tree cherries until they are fully ripe and safe to eat. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.